A few thousand Manchurians are of little account, admittedly.
But their example might be serious. Others might also realize that the Great War means nothing.
I wish to speak to my friend Prince Temujin alone. Bring hot wine and tea, and do you stay and keep us company. This is how I relax in moments of disaster and anguish. I find painting has a soothing and calming property.
I see that you paint very well. You are no beginner.
He is hinting that we are accustomed to disaster. I fear we've underrated our friend. He has an unexpected gift of subtlety. Ah, the shamsu is a rice wine of great delicacy. May I offer you some?
For me, the tea.
For me, the wine.
I was not suspicious of it, Majesty, but I have forbidden it to my men to drink, as you probably have heard.
I have heard. And if my curiosity does not greatly offend, why?
Because I wanted my men to be ready for a day such as this.
Ah, please to continue. I am listening.
These
Just that the fate of an empire is of small importance compared to a poem by So Ling, or a painting by my distinguished ancestor, Mao Kung. You were saying?
You would save much time if you let me say something.
That means you have something to offer? What?
These Manchurian invaders, you would like them destroyed as soon as possible.
Unfortunately, my army has melted away.
I will raise you another one.
Mongols? How much?
You mean money?
What else do soldiers fight for?
Large chest of gold for each of my 3 brothers-in-law, so that I can send them out to recruit only the best men.
How could I be sure I was not just replacing one army of invaders with another?
You cannot be sure.
There is a solution, Great One. I myself, who know him better, would trust Temujin. But if he were to leave his wife and son as hostages in your keeping...
I agree.
See that Prince Temujin has all the gold he needs, and we will offer a special reward for which one of your wife's brothers does most to help us.
There is no need.
It is a custom and a charming one to announce the reward before the service is performed. In our experience, it often helps with the accomplishment. Have the court brought back. I wish them to see how tired and exhausted their emperor is, working devotedly in the service of his people.
I will do so, Great Emperor, but as Temujin and I have so much to do...
Very well. In any case, you've both seen the state I'm in.
Where is he taking us?
The horses are ready. Why can't we be on our way?
Because the Emperor wants you to take a memory with you, a vision that will bring you back all the sooner. Look at the picture. The Princess Chinyu, Emperor's youngest daughter. Whichever one of you returns with the best company of horsemen, you shall have her.
Is there any reason we can't start now?
Teach her to be a woman while I'm away. Out!
They're less than an hour back. Jamuga leads them.
Sit your men.
Now!
Your troops will lead the attack. Up through there.
It is only fitting. We have the honor.
You will not attack with any great success. You will then fall back.
Retreat.
You have had some experience of that, I imagine.
But we lose face.
Better to lose face than your head, as the unsuccessful defender of Hope has apparently done. When you fall back through here, my Mongols will fall on them from both flanks. Then you will lead your troops back again at my command. Now get your men into position. I will tell you when to move forward. Kamuga. quick death would be too easy. You can choose. Either you live to follow the banner of Temujin, or you die with your leaders. Now show them to me, these men who led you into rebellion against your empire. Subodai. Jamuga, you will pray for death, and the chang you wear grows heavier and heavier, and the laughter it brings grows louder and louder.
And you, Temujin, will live to regret this day, when you withheld the blade from my neck.
Barbarian of all barbarians, the Mongol who led the Manchurians. And it is fitting that his punishment be far greater than for those whose heads I have brought you. The Lord Jamuga, Your Majesty.
In celebration of the Lord Temujin's great victories over the Manchurian rebel invaders, it is our will that from this day on, he will be called the Prince of Conquerors, the Genghis Khan.
Spare us, Lord. We meant it only to be a salute to your victory.
How did the thunder crash at your command?
It is a simple alchemist trick, but we use too much black powder.
Black powder. Come to me tonight, and bring some of your powder with you. I want to see how you make it thunder.
They make lightning this time, but no thunder.
That is something we discovered in their experiments. It thunders only when confined in a container. Then it can hurl a stone even further than the longest bow shot. Shall they demonstrate?
So far you have used this only to make noises of welcome?
And sometimes to make pretty effects in fire and sparks to amuse the children. We have many variations.
I can tell what you are thinking.
It is your duty, both as a holy man and as a man of wisdom, to profit from all this knowledge.
Do you want something? Give me that blue horse, will you? Come, come. And I tell you again, it has to be done. As long as this man lives, none of his tribe will join with you. They can't. You know their laws, and our laws too.
To kill him would be an act of mercy.
Oh, I'm not talking of mercy, but of common sense. Listen to me, Temujin. Hear me well, and one day, remember that I warned you. There are only two things you can do with Jamuga. Put him under the ground, for all time, or put him at your side, and have the Merkits ride with you.
Are you out of your mind, woman? Jamuga, who killed my father, kept me in chains? Or is all this forgotten, all forgiven? And you, the scar he put on your back, has that also disappeared with the passing of time?
Neither the scar on my back, nor the memories of how it came there. No, Temujin. These I don't forget. Nor the hatred I have for this man. And yet, to help you make what you want come true, to make our people into a nation, I could set aside my hatred, because it would be necessary.
And it shows how little you know of me to think that I could, too.
I know you better than you think. Break it across your knee, Temujin. Now the two pieces. Together.
I know what you are trying to tell me. That we are only strong when we are undivided.
And one day, you will listen.
Leave us. Is it possible for you to be a Mongol first, and only secondly Jamuga, chief of the Merkit tribe? Has the Chang also smothered your tongue?
Not yet. Perhaps if I wear it as long as you did.
Once you took the Chang off my neck. Perhaps I can do the same for you.
The price?
There is no price. Only a dream accomplished. A unified Mongol nation, not just separate warring tribes.
With the Lord Temujin at its head.
The stars have written it. Geen, my holy man, tells me this is true. Revolution will come, Jamuga. It will. But if the Merkids ride at our side, it will come sooner.
The Merkids need no other tribes to ride beside them. Behind them, I should say. All others fear us already. Our power, our strength. Even my death cannot destroy that.
You're thinking so small that you can only think about yourself?
And what do you think of them with this wild dream of yours of a Mongol nation? And apart from these stars you speak of, what else makes you think you have been chosen to rule?
You will die carrying that Chang, Jamuga. Unless I have your word now that your Merkids ride with us the day we leave China. And that day is soon.
If I were free from this yoke, my hands would still your jackal breath forever.
Sulai! Put this animal back in his cage.
Comling, have you no heart to interrupt these exquisite little songbirds?
An interruption brings pleasant news.
Oh, very well. Come here, my little sparrow. Come and sit beside me. Go on, if you must.
Genghis Khan has arranged a demonstration tonight for you and your court to thank you for all your kindnesses over the years.
Don't tremble, child. Although divine, I'm also human.
And as a farewell.
Farewell? Did you know about this?
They wish to return to our own lands.
I cannot allow it.
I have told you many times of my dream of a united people. And should it take force to accomplish it, I have the men now. And I have trained them well.
And I bought them. And you are my general, Genghis Khan.
And their leader.
Comling, you are the Khan's friend. Not his only one, I hasten to add. Do you reason with him? For his own good.
The Emperor wants to remind you of your first meeting, what then was said. That the Great Wall of China is to keep people in.
And that there are 3,000 armed men on the Peking walls. And that we are still prisoners.
Prisoners? Friends? And what sort of talk is this among friends? I want no more of it. I've had a terrible day. Headaches, all this caterwauling. Get away, you unmutable little brutes. All of you. And now this talk of leaving me. You've cut me to the heart.
That was not my intention, I assure you.
I knew you would do nothing to hurt me.
But my demonstration?
There's no reason to abandon it. We have another saying, another way of suggesting you make the best of things. It's very apt. Better to light one candle than to curse the darkness.
As you say, very apt.
Nevertheless, you will have him watched.
I thought you would be pleased to see Genghis Khan and his horsemen ride away.
So that one day they may ride back as conquerors. The Khan knows us for what we are. Rich, but regrettably weak.
What will you do?
The barbarian Temujin brought back from the Manchurian battle.
Jamuga.
Jamuga. Have him brought to me. In secret.
Message said it was urgent. We have no secrets. Least of all from her.
This is most difficult for me, my lord. My royalties must not be misunderstood, but they are for my country, for China, Not for any individual, no matter how important or mighty he may be.
I would say these are the sentiments of an honorable man.
The Emperor worries. He fears you're leaving. He is wrong. He and all in China should fear you're staying. He is a man of subtlety, however, and there's another solution. Your people stay, you go. On a very long journey alone.
You express yourself beautifully. But who is to stab me in my back?
The Emperor also understands what would happen to our people if one of them should strike you down. And so...
You have walked too far to stop now.
Our people would be blameless if your assassin were a Mongol. A Merkit.
Jamuga. Bring him here.
It would be better if I were not present.
You will stay, my friends. You will stay.
You'd like this key, eh, Jamuga? Why not? With the Chang off, you might have had a chance to save your right arm. Assassin! Cut him down.
Be found. The one man who can gather all the Merkits against us. The one man! Call off your men. Get them ready for tonight's celebrations.
With Jamuga still at large?
He will do nothing now. His own escape is more important to him than my life. And no more failures this time, Subudai. Our plan for tonight must meet with success. I'm sorry you will miss tonight's celebrations. Perhaps you can see some of the fireworks from here.
Amazing, the ingenuity of the human mind. The Chinese mind, of course. You
You are a true artist, Prince Temujin. I knew it from the first day. My profound felicitations.
And now for our final display.
Final?
Perhaps you would like to set it off.
It would be an honor.
This last one will be very special.
You have saved the best for the last, a wise move, a touch of true delicacy.
As you yourself said, better to light one candle than to curse the darkness. This will be our camp.
My lord.
Here.
How long do you intend to hold me prisoner?
Not prisoner. As your late emperor said to me while plotting my murder, you are here as a friend.
In that case, I can only ask that my death be a swift one.
We will not speak of dying, friend. Only a fool destroys a wise man. You will sit at my right hand and you will counsel me. And I will listen to your words. And if your words be wise, they will make me wise too.
I will accept this honorable appointment because I'm happy to serve a lord whose star grows brighter while the sun of China fades. In addition, I suspect I will find the work more agreeable than death. My first advice is to strike swiftly, to take what is left of China before someone else can do so. Word of this success will bring other tribes to you in increasing numbers. In the meantime,
We shall move westward. With China safely in the hands of Jebai, Subudai will move north into Russia, while Kasa drives south to bring India to her knees. Samarkand and Bukhara will fall easily to us, and Persia will be ours for the taking. And the Mongols shall rule from the heartland, from the very center of the world.
And Jammuga?
The Merkits will still have their chance to join us. Mongol must not fight Mongol again.
Your ambition destroys your honor. Is the man who raped our sister to go unanswered? Is the father of his firstborn son to go unpunished?
Yuki is my son.
The man who lets personal revenge take precedence over the tasks before him will never complete those tasks, and he will lose all that he has gained.
Enough! My word is the law. I'll get on with my work. Subudai is a small man. They're all small men. Why are there no men of stature? No men of imagination?
It is not easy to match the true conqueror. Perhaps once in many centuries does the world produce a man with the power and the will equal to his vision and destiny. Perhaps Temujin, Genghis Khan, is such a man. This was not said in flattery, my lord, I promise you.
Leave me.
In the next few years, the Mongol hordes of Genghis Khan seized all of China north of the Yellow River, carved its way across the Ural Mountains into Russia, and plunged southward across the borders of India. Having conquered almost all of Asia, Temujin turned his armies towards Samarkand and Bukhara. And when they were his, the great Persian Empire of Khwarezm lay before him, ready for his sword.
Come now, Jammuga. You are an old general. You know very well that even if I agreed to join forces with you, you could never hope to defeat this this Khan. No one else has.
No one else has an army equal in strength to our combined forces. We will be more than enough to slaughter him.
I have no desire for slaughter. Lamb is for slaughter. This meat is very sweet and succulent. No, I hear more and more men flock to his banner every day.
Defeated men, weaklings, the first to run in battle.
But I have not offended him.
He has offended you. Years ago, that caravan on the slave trail. His violation of the treaty.
Oh, that was when...
That was when the supply from the east was cut off. No spices, no jewels, no women. And remember this. Your country lies directly in his path. Your only hope of saving Khwarezm, of saving yourself, is to align yourself with me.
There is only one way to stop this violator of treaties. You and I will ride together against this Genghis Khan. We will crush this wolf, this thirster after blood, this corrupt defiler of women, this scavenger.
Your serenity speaks words of wisdom.
A gift shall seal our bargain. One of my daughters? Two?
my gift to you will be the head of this Genghis Khan.
The armies of the Shah and Jammuga are joined and on the march. They have already crossed the Alu River.
Then the time is here, finally.
Quite certain. There can be no mistake.
There's no mistake. The last word placed him 5 days away. We will have the high ground. He will have to come to us.
We will have the high ground, you said. They will have to come to us, you said.
Are they not doing so? An emissary with a white flag.
Well, somehow I do not feel they've come to surrender. Not with Genghis Khan holding the high ground, but with our troops outnumbered.
Are you suggesting that we surrender then?
I'm suggesting nothing. I'm only regretting the fact that I allowed myself to be dragged into this foolish and obviously risky adventure.
To conquer, one has to take risks.
At my age, I do not need to take risks.